All right, so today, Kansas Bass Nation, I'm going to show you guys how to make a chatterbait at home using a horizontal jig head, half ounce, a coffin style blade similar to the jackhammer blade that I buy off of eBay, a number 2 split ring, and a number 2 snap swivel. So here we go. Some things that you're going to need. Definitely going to need a pair of needle nose pliers. You actually should have a pair of split ring pliers. It makes it a lot easier for messing with your split rings. I order my skirts pre-made because I'm a little lazy from Barlow's Tackle, which is also where I get both of my snaps and my split rings from. I actually had my buddy build my jig head. I wanted to make sure that I liked this style jig head on my chatterbaits before ordering the mold. You can order this mold off at Do It Molds, I believe is where he gets it. It's a horizontal, I believe, Arky, if I remember right. So you can put the weedless guard in there if you want. Don't really need it on a chatterbait, so I didn't have him install that. And then obviously I ordered the coffin style blades, the extra large size off of eBay. Super similar to the jackhammer blade. It's got the bend at the top. I order all different kinds of skirts to keep in my boat for changing out spinner baits and stuff. So went ahead and dug those out, and we're going to tie up this one because I already tied up a white, black, and crawdad colored one last night before I went to bed. So the first thing you want to do is open your split ring just a little bit. Don't pry it back too far. Like I said, split ring pliers are better. I personally don't have a pair yet, so I will be ordering those next because I really like the way these chatterbaits run. And then I'm going to connect it to the jig head. All right, so I got it started on the jig head. Now all I'm going to do is give it a few twists and it'll be on, and then we're going to put the blade on and then the skirt last. So it's very important when you start to put this on that you know that your blade's going to be facing the right direction. So you got to think about it, because if you put this on wrong, they're kind of hard to get apart. So just make sure it's pointing in the right direction. All right, so now that I got the blade on, the next step is that I got to put the snap swivel on, or the snap on. No swivel on it, but the snap on. So I'm going to put that on. So what we do is I open up this end, feed it back through, and then snap it. It's very important here to start at the smaller hole first, because if you don't, it won't come back through. The second hole is a little bit bigger. And I don't know if you've ever lost a fish on a chatterbait, but I like to close up that snap just a little bit, so it's just got a little bit more integrity to it. Last but not least, we're going to slide the skirt on. So when you're sliding the skirt on, you want the if you're using a pre-made skirt, or if you're making your own skirts with a rubber band tool, which I have one of those, you wouldn't want the longer side slightly off balance there. So your center is actually like right here. You want this to face the front. That way when it comes back over the hook, it actually reaches. All right, and there you go. Got a homemade chatterbait. What would make it just a little bit better is if we took, instead of using a rubber band and actually wire tied those on. I like to be able to change my skirts out on the fly. So what I'll do is I'll leave them as the rubber style, and then I can change to whatever color on the fly. So if I'm using this white Jighead, I can change to white and chartreuse, straight white, maybe fire tiger, the one that I just tied on, or maybe even this perch color over here. And then if I was throwing black, I've got all different kinds of blacks and reds, blacks and purple. I got different types of crawdad, green pumpkin, watermelon, stuff like that. So it makes it where you can adapt on the fly and change your color pattern, so you could actually tie up all your jigs and blades and then apply your skirts on the boat if you want. All right, so that's going to be it for today. Just wanted to show you guys how to tie your own chatterbaits at home. The way I do it cost me $1.94 each, I believe, if I remember right. I'd have to double check the pricing. But I buy the pre-made skirts. I bought pre-made jig heads from a guy named Ryan Nieto, which owns Nameless Baits out in Harrisonville. You can find him on Facebook. And then I bought the blades from eBay, and I'll put that link in the description. And I bought my snaps and my number 2 split rings and my skirts all from Barlow's Tackle. So if it's something you guys want to look forward to, or want to build a box cheaper, if you fill a box full of jackhammer blades, you're going to be looking at anywhere from $15 to $18 per jackhammer if you're using Z-Man's. The original chatterbait, I think they're like 6 to 10 depending on where you're buying them at. But still, you put in 10 whites, 10 black and blues, and 10 crawl colors at jackhammer's prices, you're going to have $450 tied up plus $30 for the box. So you're almost at $500 for a box of chatterbaits, where I can make 50 chatterbaits for under $100. You include the box price, you're looking at $130 for 50 chatterbaits. So if you don't mind putting in a little time and a little effort, it's a way to build your arsenal of chatterbaits and make it a little bit cheaper. So thanks for tuning in. Don't forget our last video, we're giving away another KastKing rod and reel. And if you guys are looking at buying KastKing rod and reel product or their products, use promo code SBTBKC. I'll put that link in the description as well. It saves you 10%. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next.